Probably the most noticeable area of major improvement in the Oracle REST Data Services 3.0 release is support for multiple data stores. So ORDS has supported access to relational data in the Oracle database for some time, but what is new is support for JSON data in the Oracle Database 12c release using a API called SODA, which stands for Simple Oracle Document Access API. And also ORDS 3.0 now supports access to data in the Oracle NoSQL database. So let me drill down a little bit first about how ORDS works, and you can see how the support for other data stores is achieved. ORDS is a mid-tier application. It runs in application servers like WebLogic or Tomcat, or in a standalone mode for development and testing. But basically what it does is pretty simple. It maps HTTP requests to data store language handlers. It does the mapping to the handler and binding variables and so on. But then the data store language, for example, SQL or PL/SQL in the case of the Oracle database, is then processed against the Oracle data store. Results are received, and those results are then transformed into a format that the client wants to ingest. And this may be JSON is a good one to use and is widely used. So we have supported relations in the Oracle database for some time. ORDS 3.0 also has major new capabilities to improve that, which I'll be talking about in other quick briefs, but an auto generation capability and support for JSON query filters are two big new features. But we expect that supporting accessing relations in the Oracle database to be still a widely used use case, just because relations are a strong way of storing data. Your data may have complicated hierarchical relationships with parent-child relationships with other data, but the relational model allows you to store that in nice normalized relations and be able to access just the data you want any way you want. So you can join any data with any other data. If you want to be able to retrieve just one client record, you don't have to retrieve the parent as well, or that parent's parent. You just retrieve or update the relations that you want to. The other strength of relational model and Oracle implementation of that is you can control schema evolution. So it's important to be able to control the data model to make sure that it can provide you the performance you want, the functionality you want, not only today, but what you anticipate might happen in the future. So relational model in Oracle allows you to do that through the data dictionary. So the DBAs can control changes to the data dictionary. It can make sure that schema changes are well thought out and make sense. You can also do those changes online through online schema changes to individual objects, and also with a new addition-based redefinition capability, a relatively new capability. You can make huge numbers of changes, thousands of changes, all online, or it's one larger operation. So all that is very powerful relational model. But one negative to all that is that if you are a small team of developers and you want to be able to, the thing that's important to you is not necessarily to get the future right, but to get the application right today, and you want to be able to get something out there into users' hands so you can get feedback, and then you can iterate quickly, be very, very agile in your development. Having other people control your schema and second guessing you may not be what you want. You may want a more flexible approach to that. And so that's what the JSON document store is all about in Oracle Database 12c. And so what is new is this simple Oracle Document Access API for REST using ORDS, and also for Java using SQLnet. It also supports JSON query filters to allow predicates and sorts to be specified in a query by example kind of format. But the key thing that it does is it supports schema-less development using JSON. So if developers want to add new elements, new columns to what we view as a relation, you can just add it to the JSON, just insert it into the database. So it allows for very quick development, allows you to make changes very quickly, but it takes a small number of developers working very closely to really make this work. But it's very useful and powerful if that's the situation you're in. Also, in many times, although data may be in a hierarchical format, the easiest way to manipulate it is not just look through bits and pieces of it, but to pull the whole thing down into your client application, map it into an object, manipulate it, and when you're done, put the whole thing back in the database. So if that's the kind of model that you have, storing things and retrieving things and updating things as JSON documents is a good way of going. Another particular strength of the JSON document store in Oracle Database 12c is the strong integration with Oracle relational data. So you can do joins across JSON and relational data. You can do SQL analytics, quite sophisticated analytics that span those two data formats. You can do transactions also that span the two formats. The third data store, last but by no means least, is the Oracle NoSQL database. So the Oracle database has been around for a long time. Over the last 3 decades, the amount of new capability that it has provided is incredible. It's just a mountain of capability, and that has strengths. A mountain of capability is a great thing to be able to have, but if you're new to database or you just don't need a lot of capability, that mountain really becomes almost a barrier, or certainly it's something, a hindrance, something that's intimidating. So what Oracle NoSQL database gives you is an option of using something easier. This Oracle NoSQL database is a separate, simple, easy to manage database, fundamentally key value store, data store. It can store tables, which allow you to look at data in kind of a relational kind of format. Also can store things in JSON and binary formats. And it's great if you just require access to fairly simple partitioned data with high availability and scalability. It's a good option. It is a mature product. It's been out there. It has a number of releases over the last few years. It's built on a very solid foundation, built on Berkeley DB by the same team of people that had that great success with Berkeley DB. It is now a mature offering, very competitive. Its particular strengths is integration with Oracle, again. In particular, one new capability, Big Data SQL, allows you to do very efficient queries that span data in the Oracle database and in the Oracle NoSQL database. It also is very strong, very competitive when performance and scalability are the key criteria you're looking for. It's very scalable for very large scale deployments. So we now have these 3 options with REST and with ORDS. The Oracle database for relational data, the Oracle database for JSON documents, and the Oracle NoSQL database. Lots of great options depending on your use case. You have great, strong solutions depending on what you need.